The 2017 Renault Megane Sport Tourer. This is the season for cold weather testing, which is exactly why our photographers have been busy snapping spy shots. Just recently, we got pictures of the 2019 BMW 3 Series, the upcoming Peugeot 3008, the 2017 Audi A3 Hatchback, and we even got a glimpse of the 2018 BMW X5. Today, I am coming to you with new spy shots. This time we have pictures of what we believe to be the next Renault Megane Sport Tourer. The Sport Tourer is under heavy camo in these images, but it still looks like it shares a lot of the same design cues of the 2016 Renault Megane Hatchback that was recently revealed back at the 2015 Frankfurt Motor Show. Well, that is until you get to the rear doors, and after that, the Sport Tourer takes on its own look. We aren't aware of any set schedule of the Sport Tourer's official debut, but with the Megane Hatchback hitting showrooms soon, the Sport Tourer probably won't be far behind. Until we get the chance to see it without all of that deceptive camo, we at least have these spy shots. So, let's take a deeper look at what we can see through the camo and what we can expect when Renault does lift camo off of this sporty wagon. Continue reading to learn more about the Renault Megane Sport Tourer. Spy shots. January 21, 2016 first testing session. Exterior. The radiator grille will be wider and taller than on outgoing models, just like we saw on the hatchback. With the Megane Hatchback already making its official debut a while ago, we have a pretty good idea of what the front end will actually look like. By examining the cutouts in the camo, we can tell that the radiator grille will be wider and taller than on outgoing models, just like we saw on the hatchback. We can't make out much of the headlights, but I suspect they will have the same E-shaped design that we saw on the hatchback as well. Renault went out of its way to conceal the actual shape of the lower air dam, but thanks to a rip in the camo, we can see that it likely has the same shape as what we say on the hatchback. There is a difference, though. The hatchback had rather large cutouts for the corner vents and fog lights, but from these images, we can tell that those cutouts will be quite smaller, with the running lights positioned just above them. To the side, there isn't a whole lot to speak of. It looks like the mirrors are identical to those on the new hatchback, and there is a mild body line that runs from the front wheel arch all the way back to the taillights. I suspect there is also a lower body line, but that looks to be covered with padding, so we'll just have to wait. It looks like the Sport Tourer is riding on 17-inch wheels, and pretty sporty wheels for a wagon at that. To the rear, we see some of the same design cues as the hatchback, but it's impossible to make out much. Those corner reflectors from the hatchback carried over onto the Sport Tourer. The taillights look like they may carry a similar design, but I have a feeling they will wrap farther around the side, and will probably be taller, giving the Sport Tourer its own look from the rear. There is also a small overhang on the rear hatch, but nothing that is as dominant as what we see on the Megane GT, for example. Either way, for a wagon, the Sport Tourer is shaping up quite nicely. Interior. Note, Renault Megane pictured here. Everybody needs a little bit of mystery in their life, right? Well, when it comes to the interior, that's exactly what you get, at least for now anyway. Looking through the windows of the Sport Tourer in the pictures, we can see that there is a small hump, indicating that the top of the instrument cluster is rounded. Aside from that, your guess is as good as ours. I expect to see a lot of cues from the Megane GT, including a digital instrument cluster and a tall infotainment screen, similar to what we see in the Tesla Model X, but not quite as big. Otherwise, I expect the dash and door trims to come together and provide a wraparound look, and some fine chrome trim outlining the air vents, gear shifter, steering wheel spokes, and center console. Drivetrain. So you want to know about what powers the Megane Sport Tourer? Well, so do we. We know the Megane Hatchback will be offered with 3 gasoline engines and 3 diesel engines at launch. Given the size and additional weight of the Sport Tourer, the 90 horsepower diesel engine, and 100 horsepower gasoline engine probably won't make the cut. I expect the base model to come with either the 130 horsepower, 4-cylinder, diesel engine or gasoline engine. In higher trim levels, the 205 horsepower gasoline mill will probably be the flavor of choice. It has been said that Renault will roll out a 165 horsepower diesel unit that will be linked to a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission as well, probably for the Megane Hatchback GT. It is possible that at least the engine will be offered in the range-topping diesel trim of the Sport Tourer. It may not get that dual clutch, but Renault also has a 6-speed and 7-speed automatic up its sleeve that would perform well for the Sport Tourer. Expect a hybrid variant to also hit showrooms at some point. Prices. The current Megane Sport Tourer is offered in 5 different trim levels, with prices starting at £17,920 and moving up to £23,305 for the range-topping GT Nav trim level. I suspect the new Sport Tourer will debut with at least 3 trims, probably starting out around £18,400 and moving up closer to the £24,000 range for the range-topping model. There will probably be a price increase across the board with the new design, but I'm not expecting that much of an increase. Competition. Volkswagen Golf Sport Wagon. The Sport Wagon was initially launched as a Passat, despite the fact that it was quite literally a Golf with a little more cargo space. That all changed with the 2015 model year when VW decided to redesign the model and drop it where it belonged, in the Golf lineup. In current form, the Gold Sport Wagon comes in 3 different trim levels, the S, SE, and SEL. In base form, the Sport Wagon comes with a 1.8-liter turbocharged engine that puts out 170 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. A 2.0-liter common rail diesel capable of 150 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque was available as an option, but doesn't seem to be available at this point in time, probably thanks to the Dieselgate scandal. The base model starts out at $21,625, the SE trim comes in at $27,025, and to get all the best, including 18-inch seats, front sport seats, and the Discover Media infotainment system, you'll have to pony up $29,385 before options, delivery, and taxes. Read our full review on the Volkswagen Golf Sport Wagon here. Conclusion. To be honest, I was never that big a fan of the Megane Sport Tourer. I think it had some sport-like cues, but it was never that good looking to me. I think as a family hauler, it isn't all that bad of a car. With the new design taking on cues from the Megane Hatchback and GT, I think the Sport Tourer will get a little more attention. Personally, I would rather drive the Megane GT, but hey, that's just me. If I had a few little ones running around and needed some extra cargo room, you might get me to consider the Sport Tourer once it hits showrooms with the new design. What do you think about the spy shots we've seen so far? Is the Sport Tourer going to find itself drawing more attention with the new design? Love it will be sportier than ever, should provide ample cargo room, should come with a wide range of engines. Leave it will probably take another 6 months to hit showrooms. No good view of the interior.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.